You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn connects you with experts from all over the world to help you take charge of your career, your business, and your life. Rap along with us. Visit drjacalyn.com to learn how to become a guest or a sponsor. And now, the doctor is in.
Well, hello, and welcome to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating. I love this show. Who doesn't want to talk about dating? We are live on Business Talk Radio and social media. I am your host and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. I am a certified life and career coach. And we couldn't have a dating program without my co-host, Lisa Manyoky. Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
So much fun. So glad you could make it. But before we get into what happened before you got here, tell us about presence intelligence and what you do there.
Oh, well, it's my thing. So presence intelligence is the ability to align who you are on the inside with what you project on the outside, but not tactical. So in other words, you're not just dressing the part, because playing the role of somebody is not the same as being somebody. So presence intelligence is my system for making sure that you understand yourself, you know what happens when you walk into a room, and you like what happens, so that when it comes to life, business, and especially dating, the person who shows up on date 1 is the same person who's there on date 10. No surprises, no deception, total integrity from the inside out. And that's presence intelligence as it relates to dating.
I love it. Thank you for that overview. You are just beaming today. And I have to tell you that our guest, she is full of energy. You know, when you just meet someone, you instantly connect. And I thought, I'm going to be friends with this woman. I'm really excited to have her on the program today. Her name is Lori Mendelsohn, and she is a matchmaker. She is an expert when it comes to putting A with B. And sometimes you get C. Follow?
Oh my goodness.
Come on, Lisa. You got to give me something here.
It's been a long day.
It has definitely been a long day. I do want to mention that we are live on 4 Facebook pages, LinkedIn, Twitch, and YouTube. And we like to hear from people. And also, if you have a phone, can you pick it up and call us during the show? We would love to hear from you. The number is 609-961-1699. Okay, Lisa, let's talk about dating and what it's like during a winter storm. Is it easy to date somebody?
Well, glamour goes right out the window. I can tell you that. I had no idea we were expecting another 5 inches of snow. So I'm out there with my hat and my fuzzy coat and
sexy.
Oh, really terrific. And special boots, waterproof boots. And of course, I want traction. I don't want heels at this point. So nothing was pretty. And there's my neighbor, my wonderful, lovely neighbor at 81, whose husband passed last year. And I'm thinking, I can't let her do her sidewalk alone. So let's just say exercises causes endorphins. I've got enough for 3 days. We both live on these really long corners. So we were out shoveling all morning.
Did you see any potential mates out there?
Where are they all? Where are they?
They're shoveling, aren't they?
Shoveling what? No.
Shoveling snow.
I don't know. Well, there were no knights in shining armor in my neighborhood. I was in my grubby down thing and boots and not looking attractive, but it was authentic.
Now, I was going to say that's transparent and it's authentic. So our guest today is joining us from Wisconsin. I want to get her out here right away because she is just, I feel the energy radiating from backstage. Here she is, Lori Mendelsohn. She is the founder of Smart, Funny, and Single. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. And,
Hi,
and
Lori.
I know a little hello. I know a little bit about shoveling, and the best thing to have is a snowblower.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Now, are you from Wisconsin originally, or did you move there at some point?
I am originally from Malibu, California, and people always ask me, "What the are you doing here?" I was a fashion designer for 33 years, the first part of my career, and ended up in Racine, Wisconsin. And it is a lovely little town. It's known for its architecture, mainly mid-century modern. There are a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright buildings here, and people are very friendly. It's butt-ass cold, but it's very affordable to live here. And I live right by Lake Michigan, which is a really nice plus. Yeah.
That's fantastic. You know, I made some notes that you were from Malibu, and I meant to ask you about that. My cousin lives out in Malibu. It's really beautiful. I haven't been there since all of the fires, so I'm sure things have changed a lot. But can you share with us how you got started in the matchmaking business?
Yes. So I started at the tender age of 18. I didn't do it professionally then. I was going to fashion design school, and I had some girlfriends who, where I met men, I asked my girlfriends, would you like to meet someone? Because I had this intuition that these men would really enjoy meeting them. I fixed them up, and over the years have had 16 marriages, not myself personally. I have 16 marriages and kids and grandkids and people who are engaged and people who are cohabitating. So I really have a knack for doing it. And it's the kind of thing where if I meet someone, I will go up to them and say, are you single? Would you like to meet someone? Because I have someone for you. And it's all intuitive.
So it's a gift that you were basically born with, and then you discovered it when you were 18?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I turned it into a business 2.5 years ago. Unfortunately, the pandemic has really turned things upside down, as you can imagine. It's hard to date when we're supposed to be quarantined, but now there are new ways to date, and that is really getting to know someone with online dating and doing Zoom calls and doing FaceTime calls and really getting into the deep soul and spirit of someone rather than just going out with them and hoping that it works out. You get to know them before you're going to expose yourself to them.
And so Lori, I got a question. What's that feeling like when you meet up with somebody and you sense, what does it feel like when you're thinking, oh my gosh, that person would match with the other?
It's a knowing. It's instinctual. I just know that these people are going to meet. And I'll give you an example. I had a business that I sold recently, and I was doing a fun job before I decided to start my matchmaking business. And there was a woman who came into the store, and I ran up to her and I said, are you single? And she said, who are you? And I said, it's not for me. And I said, I have a man I want you to meet. And I just knew it. And they're engaged and they're living together. It's just a gut feeling, a knowing that someone is right for the other person. Maybe it's their aura, maybe it's their spirit, whatever it is, I can connect to it. But the flip side of that is when people do hire me for matchmaking, sometimes I don't get that. Sometimes I can meet someone and find it very difficult to find someone to match them to. It'd be a lot easier if I had a 5-year window that I could say, I'm going to introduce you to the love of your life the next 5 years, but people want results and people want action within the first 6 months. So it becomes a little more challenging.
So how do you handle that? I mean, when you have that scenario, I mean, look, there's an investment and people are expecting a return on it. Yeah. So how do you handle that if somebody's plunked down their deposit and then said, find me a mate, and now what?
I tell them that the expectation should be within a year, I will provide what I feel will be 3 great dates for you. After that, let's continue. If I haven't found that person for you, let's continue. I'll keep looking. And when I do find that person, I'll be in contact with you. It's a very fine line. It's much harder. I worked for a company called It's Just Lunch for 23 days, which kind of tells you a little bit of.
We have stories from.
Okay. Okay. And the thing about me is I'm very honest about people, and I don't want people to have false expectations or hopes, and I don't like disappointing people. I don't fix people up just to fix them up so they go out on dates. The criteria that I use is very extensive. I spend days, weeks, months getting to know my clients and what they're all about, and then I start looking. So, it's a model that is very sensitive, very in-depth. A lot of research goes into it. And then I can go out and I can look for these people. And I don't always find them, and I've refunded money before. I'm that honest.
It sounds like you must spend a lot of time networking and meeting new people.
I do. The one great thing about It's Just Lunch, my experience with them, is I learned how to go up to a building and have a conversation with it, meaning that I can go up to basically anyone now and talk to them. And I seem to have this energy and this aura around me that people feel comfortable with me. So I'm not, I don't come across as, hey, you're kind of cute, you're kind of beautiful, do you want to meet someone? Which was a very different approach from what I do. But I do a lot of networking, and it's gotten more and more hard due to the pandemic. Now, I'm on a dating site myself, and a lot of the men that I'm seeing, they're not good for me, but they're good for my clients. So I'm reaching out to them and I'm doing interviews with them. My hands are moving because I have 2 dogs right here.
Aww, so sweet.
They always like to be right next to me. So.
Well, and I said from the beginning of the show, I could just tell, even when we didn't have a picture and I just heard your voice, I said, this is a cool woman. I like her. Like, you are very easy to talk to. You've got this good aura about you.
Thank you.
It seems honest. It does seem, even without you saying, that integrity piece. We've talked with other professionals in the dating circles, matchmakers and dating professionals, coaches and whatnot. And each person has his or her own approach. And it's a tough business. I have a good friend who does it, and I wouldn't even want to touch it. So what gives you that drive why do you want to do this?
Part of my passion in life is serving people and making people happy. And that brings me joy. It almost brings me more joy than actually finding someone myself, because I just like making people happy. So the thing that drives me is having that success and acknowledging my intuition. I'll give an example. I posted something on a LinkedIn article, and a gentleman commented on it, and I reached out to him, and I was really worried about this client because she was a little overweight. And what I found is most of the men, they tell me, what are you looking for? They automatically say, I want a 10. I want hot. I don't care how smart she is. I want hot. Yeah, we all want hot, but let's be realistic here. And he said to me, Lori, I really don't care about hot. I want sweet. I want nice. And I like a woman who has some meat on her. And I'm like, yeah, baby. Yes. And they are cohabitating. I'm very happy.
Oh, that's excellent.
So, yeah.
I was going to ask you, of the people who say they want a woman who's hot, how many of them are hot? And I know it's a judgment, but how many out of 10 are hot? 0? Goose egg. That's what I thought. Okay, guys, get it together out there. Come on.
Yeah, but Dr. Jacalyn, hot is different to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
My idea of hot, I personally think Andy Garcia is hot. Now, not everyone else is going to think Andy Garcia is hot, right?
He's attractive. Yeah. Lisa, what do you think?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
But you need to set realistic expectations. And it goes back to, what are you offering? What do you bring to the table for this? It's not all about them. I do a lot of work with them before they go on dates, working with them, coaching them. Let's see what you offer this. Let's say I get to a 7 or an 8. What do you offer this woman?
Mm. So are you working with the men? Or so in others we've spoken with, they mainly work with men. So are your clients males or women, females?
Both. I actually have more female clients now who are looking for men.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We have to take a break now and hear from our sponsors. So stay with us here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating live on Business Talk Radio and social media. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody, my name is Ralph Graves Jr. I'm the host of the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, and I want to invite you to pick up my book, Unstoppable. I wrote a book called Unstoppable. It's 7 universal laws that will transform how you pursue and achieve success. The one thing that my 20 years of law enforcement has taught me is that no matter who you are, we are all governed by universal laws, like gravity. But in this book, we're going to talk about laws like the law of forgiveness, laws like the law of control, the law of intelligent practice, the law of expectancy. I was able to see how those, no matter what their background was, those who identified and treated these laws with respect, they were able to go on and lead successful lives. So pick up this book, and you can go ahead and pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, RalphGravesJr.com, where anywhere where fine books are sold. Thank you.
There are 7.7 billion people on Earth today. 40% of these people are under the age of 25. Young adults are the most fertile mission field in the world today. In Scripture, we see Jesus pouring his life into 12 young adults who he equipped to change the world and all of history. Like Jesus, we believe that the best approach to reach the world with the gospel is to invest in young, emerging leaders and equip them to build disciple-making movements. Concentric is the notion of surrounding and sharing a common center. Our center is the model and strategy of Jesus for both leadership development and ministry formation. As a global alliance, we provide equipping in biblical leadership based on Jesus' example in the New Testament. Jesus modeled for us how to make disciples that reproduce. Focusing on leadership development is key to creating movements that spread the gospel and Jesus' disciple-making strategy to young leaders around the globe. Our Ministry Alliance partners are actively equipping leaders and building movements of multiplication that reproduce the life of Christ. Join us today to equip young leaders with Jesus' strategy that will change cities and nations.
The session that we had with BCAT was really entertaining and enlightening. We were able to put together some very specific steps that we as individuals can take, and it was really fun to all come together and see sort of where we're going as a team and how we can all get there together.
We had a tremendous experience with the BCAT partners. One of the challenges that we have as an organization is to make sure that we have the right people in the right chairs doing the right thing. To do that well, you have to have synergy. You can try to dream up ways to make sure that your group does that, or you can rely on experts. We would recommend BCAT partners to anybody who's looking to take their organization to the next level.
Academy Sedan and Limo is a full-service transportation company serving the Philadelphia metropolitan area with full knowledge of the New York City, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. areas. We pride ourselves on being the most dependable, conscientious company in the industry. Our always on-time service and dependable pricing make us the company to call for any event or occasion. Our vehicles can accommodate any size party for any occasion. Our vehicles range from four-door sedans to SUVs to minivans to limo buses to full-size tour buses and can accommodate groups of 2 to 100. We offer airport shuttle service or over-the-road service without limitation regarding mileage or time, and no drive is too long or too far. So if you find yourself in need of transportation of any type with any vehicle, give us a call at 610-842-4564 and let us show you what a real transportation company can do for you.
Use code ACADEMY2020 to receive 20% off your first 3 rides, including parking and tolls.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back to Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating. We are live on Business Talk Radio and social media. And with me is Lisa Manyoky and our special guest, Lori Mendelsohn. Welcome back, ladies.
Thank you.
You know, one thing I'm really interested in, Lori, you shared that you had this calling that you realized when you were 18 and you were connecting people, but you actually started your business 2.5 years ago?
Yes.
So I think that's really fascinating. There are a lot of people out there who want to start a business. How did you make that decision to take it from maybe something being a hobby to making it into a business?
Well, Dr. Jacalyn, I couldn't, sorry about that. Anyway, I couldn't think of anything else that I wanted to do more. I had sold a business that I had built prior to that. It had taken me 10 years to build. And I said, what do I want to do next? And that was do my heart work and really put my focus on making people happy and doing something that I really enjoy. So that's why I went into it. And the good thing is that I did very well prior to that financially. So while I've been developing the business, I've been able to coast a little bit on it. The Milwaukee area, I'm going to say, is not the most robust financially to pay for a private matchmaking service. So there's been a little pushback on that. So it was just something that I had to do.
Well, we're glad that you did it. We're glad you're here today.
Thank you.
And before we went to the break, Lisa had brought up the subject of whether or not you work with men and women, because we've had some people who they just work with the men or the women, but you work with both. And so during this pandemic, are you able to put people together regardless of where they live, or do you specialize just in the local area? How does that work?
I specialize just in the local area. And during the pandemic, what I've been doing is I've been focusing on dating coaching. Because most people are truly afraid to go out and date. Now, there are the people who throw caution to the wind, and that's certainly, their decision to do. But I haven't felt safe going out. All of the networking events that I would normally attend are all being done via Zoom. And so I've been somewhat stunted in finding people to introduce to my clients. So I switched everything over to dating coaching. And just this week, I had 3 women who called and said, I want to sign up for matchmaking. I'm so ready to meet someone. Who do you have? To which I replied, I got to get to know you first. I want to work with people who I enjoy working with too. That's something that I learned in my last business is I'm not for everyone and not everyone is for me. And I really need to respect that because it just isn't worth it when I have a client who really has truly unrealistic expectations. For example, a man who does not offer what he is seeking, or a woman who is strictly looking for someone for financial reasons. I don't subscribe to that. So I'm pretty choosy who I bring into my fold because I am going to be spending a lot of time with them.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And that's really important because you are really authentic and it's not about the money. It's truly about you bringing 2 people together and making a connection.
Yes.
Well, Lori, we were talking about this in another show that one gentleman, one time I was on a team with a few other women and he had a binder of his requirements. I'm not kidding. Kind of like a business plan. He had a binder and one of the criteria was willingness to undergo plastic surgery when gravity started to take toll. I forgot to say that last time.
Wow.
I thought, whoa. So a nip and a tuck is part of your criteria?
Amazing.
Yeah, I had a gentleman who wanted to use my services who is 63 and he only wanted to date women who were between 26 and 20. Okay. And who, by the way, are younger than his daughter.
Oh, I'm sure they're lining up. They can't wait.
Exactly. And I said, well, the minute I heard, I knew it was over, but I kind of wanted for entertainment purposes to hear his whole spiel. And I said, what are you going to be offering in return? He said, well, I pay for their airfare to fly to Florida, and I'll take them out. Whoa, baby.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll take them out for meals, and they can be on my boat with me.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, it's going to be really hard to recruit for you because I don't know that many young women to begin with. And I don't know that many young women who want to be with a 63-year-old man. And actually, I don't know any 60 women who would want to be with that man either. So it was just.
Maybe he needs to start
Good
searching. He should probably start searching for like 80-year-old women. Do you know what I mean? That might be better. Oh my gosh.
But that totally speaks to who those people are, that they are. I hate using the word deeply troubled, but they really have to do some work on themselves and get to the space of self-acceptance and self-love, and not have the outer shell of a human being be so important. It matters what you feel, what you love, what you need, not what others think. And that's a showgirl. That's arm candy.
So true. So true.
Yeah.
And by the way, we'd love to hear from you. I'm watching on my different devices. You guys are out there watching. Put some comments in, please. Give us some love. I want to hear from you. So I would think that once COVID is under control, and I read today that by April, according to Fauci, that the vaccine is going to be generally available. So I would think that your industry is going to explode by the summer. People want to get out and meet people, right? So I hope you're getting some rest now, because
your mouth to God's ears, Dr. Jacalyn.
You are going to be busier than ever.
And universe, please bring me really nice clients, that I enjoy working with.
Well, have you ever considered, though, expanding your reach beyond the immediate area?
I would love to expand my reach, and I'm working on trying to get into a database of other areas. But the thing that I really pride myself on is that intuitive portion. So what do I need to do to expand that? I need to hire and find people who are also intuitive as I am. And, and you can interview people and you can ask them that question, are you intuitive? And everyone's going to say, of course I am. I predict things and I feel things in my gut. And they, how do you really assess that? I would love to. I would love to move to the Chicago area, and get that market exploded, and then start expanding around the globe. Actually, I have a coaching client who I'm coaching in Mexico City. So I do have an international clientele right now.
I love it. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So this intuition, though, it has to be in person?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there's another thing that I'd like to add, and I had this breakthrough last week, and I'd like to give a shout out if my friend Sophia is listening. Sophia is a shaman, and Sophia did a clearing for me. And those of you who are watching, you're probably thinking at this point, or maybe you're not, maybe you're thinking, this is getting more interesting. But my friend Sophia cleared me of blocks that I was having in my life that I had been carrying around since childhood. And I had this idea that now I'm going to tribe of healers to help me with my clients, because I realized how this cleaning opened me up and freed me from thinking a certain way, being a certain way, accepting things a certain way. So I'm putting together a tribe of Reiki masters, hypnotists, chakra cleaners. It sounds like a bathroom cleaner. Of course it's not, but a chakra cleaner. Other coaches, therapists, people who can unlock past traumas. Because I found in my last relationship, I had this big badass wall up. I was hurt deeply by my ex-husband. And I had been carrying that around and thinking, every man's going to be this way. And I guarantee you that most people have this block. If not one, many, they have these blocks. They've been hurt. They've been taken for granted. They've been abused, emotionally, physically, etc. And until you let go of that, until you release, and you are coming from this space in your heart, you won't be able to find love until that is cleared up. So I'm really excited about that portion of my business too.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
We actually interviewed Swami Tirtha yesterday. He was phenomenal. He also is another guy with great energy, great personality. How are you finding these people, or what is your approach if people out there listening, they want to get in touch with you and be part of this tribe?
Well, they can contact me at smartfunnysingle.com. I put something out on Facebook to a local group, but the people that I'm working with now, I'm working with someone who is in England. I'm working with 2 people in upstate New York, and the balance of the people, especially like chakra clearing, is going to be local in the Milwaukee area. So I'm building this wonderful tribe of people who can assist. The thing is, these clients need to be open to it. And what I'm finding is the people who need it the most, who are the most blocked. I got this on my own. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. They're the ones who need it the most.
Right.
And they'll continuously make the same mistakes over and over again. History will repeat itself, and then they'll end up saying in 6 months, well, it didn't work out again. He did this, she did this. The blame on someone else happens all the time. So
guess what? We've got a comment from one of your fan club.
It's Sophia! Ciao, Bella!
Sophia, I am so proud of you, Lori Mendelsohn. Yes.
Sophia, that's my shaman.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
thank you so
Sophia.
much. Thank you for watching.
Thank you, Sophia.
So guess what? It's time to take a break. What do you think of that? We will be right back after we hear from our sponsors. Stay with us here on Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn. It's all about dating.
Hi, my name is Zane Carson Caruth, and I'm the author of this book, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever.
Reading is magic. Studies have shown that reading to your children lays the foundation for greater success in life. Reading helps develop language and vocabulary skills. It helps improve memory, and it encourages curiosity and inspires creativity. The benefits are immeasurable, and as a parent, you'll benefit too. In only 10 or 15 minutes a day, you'll be creating more memories and a bonding experience that will last for years to come. So take time to read to your children. Read them books about things that engage and interest them. Tales of fairies and magic fascinate children, and as everyone knows, the Tooth Fairy is at the top of the list. If your child loves magic, wands, adventure, and what child doesn't, you'll love reading them books from the trademarked series, The World's First Tooth Fairy Ever. Follow along as Abella, the world's first tooth fairy, accidentally starts the tooth fairy tradition. Learn the tricks of being a professional tooth fairy in the book, Abella Starts a Tooth Fairy School. Your child's imagination will soar as you read the adventures of Abella and her magic wand. These wonderful books are available at worldsfirsttoothfairy.com and at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart.
Here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Welcome back. We are shaking things up over here. I amuse myself. Welcome back to It's All
anyone?
Woo, we're having a party. Who would think that the three of us are single, right? This is craziness. But
okay, single. May I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. What are you ladies finding in the single world is your biggest stumbling block?
Let's start with you, Lisa.
You know, Dr. Jacalyn, nervous ticks?
No, I'm just joking around. Sorry.
No, I remember one show, Dr. Jacalyn, you said that if a guy didn't watch your show, forget it. He was out. And I remember thinking, I get that. I'm an accomplished professional. Dr. Jacalyn is too. And I've heard guys say, oh, I want a really strong woman. And I want a woman who's capable and accomplished. But then they get her, and it almost seems as if they don't know quite what to do with her. So I have found that somebody who moves at my speed with as much agility as I have seems to be a little bit elusive.
Interesting. Okay.
Elusive or a unicorn?
Okay, Lori.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, not at all. I have a friend of mine who sent me a unicorn video of how to find it. No, you know what? I've had terrific relationships over the years, but when, in my case, I had 3 kids who I was raising solo, and frankly, they were my priority. So I had a pocket, and it was smaller than maybe it could have been had they been older. So I promised myself that I'd turn time, energy, and attention toward myself when they graduated from college. And my daughter graduated from college in January. So woohoo! So 3 college grads behind me now. So it feels a little more leisurely, like it's my turn. But frankly, I knew what my priorities were, and I was okay with them. So we'll see.
Dr. Jacalyn?
My priority is my mother. So we are together. And besides that, getting this business up and growing. So I don't really have an interest in meeting someone. I love men. I miss, being in a relationship with someone, but just not now. So what about you, Lori?
I would love to meet someone. I recently met someone. It ended, but what the great takeaway was that I opened up again, and I was very fearful of that. I talk about walls and barriers and that kind of thing. I opened up again, and I'm grateful for that gift that he gave me. I'm a unicorn myself. Something that's really important to me is to laugh, and someone who is witty and sharp. And I like men from the East Coast primarily because they move at a quicker speed. Wisconsin is very different in that respect. So I'm very open. I manifest intention daily where he is.
What if he's not in Wisconsin?
I will move anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
Look at that, guys. She's ready to move. Totally open.
Come east.
I would love to. I had an astrology astrocartography chart done, which I don't know if you know what that is. Do you, Lisa? You know what it is? Okay, good. And Portland, Maine is my spot. So I've been kind of toying around with moving to Portland, Maine, and seeing if it is the ideal spot for me. But I would love to. I would love to find someone. I'm very open. I have a very open heart, and I'm ready. So, yeah.
Well, we know it's just a matter of time. It's just He's out there. Hey,
Yeah.
you just made me realize I had a reading done by a friend of mine. Her name is Annie Larson. She's a psychic medium. And today, February 11th, is the day that I am manifesting. I don't know what I'm manifesting. I don't know when it's going to happen, if it already happened. But today is my day.
Uh-huh.
Does that mean anything to anyone? Because I'm still trying to figure it out.
It actually does, because the moon, everything is shifting now into the Aquarian age. And that could be it. Mercury, I believe, is still in retrograde. So there's a lot astrologically going on. So that could be that it is time for your change.
So it's 10 of 5. Is the manifesting going to happen after this? Like before 12 o'clock? Or did it already happen and I missed it?
I think we need a manifest break. Why don't we all do some guided meditation right now?
Yes. I'm a certified meditation teacher, so how about that? But
well, let's do it.
Well, I don't want to take up your time like that, but I appreciate it. So let's go back to the fact that you are a matchmaker and you're single and available, totally open, already had your cleansing, willing to relocate. I mean, you are at a scale of 1 to 100. You're 100. You're like the perfect person to meet someone.
So Lori, tell us.
And I look like Diane Keaton too.
You look great.
Great. What does your guy look like?
What does my guy look like?
Yeah.
I'm not particular in what he looks like.
Okay.
It's more when I hear his voice and when I feel his arms around me, I'm going to know.
Oh, I just got a chill when you said that about his arms around you. Wow. That's amazing. You know, that is one thing I have to say. I
just got it too.
I am a romantic person, and I just love to hold hands and make out. And I guess I can say that word, can I? I guess
make out.
Sure. Yeah, make out. And I do miss all that, but there'll be some other time in the future, hopefully.
Yeah, I have on my Bumble profile that I want my toes to curl when we kiss.
Ooh, I love that.
There you go.
So you're on Bumble. So anybody out there on Bumble, that's not the swiping one. Which is that one?
Bumble is the one where the women take the lead. So the women get to see all the men, and if they want to go, either swipe right or swipe left, they take the lead, and then the man can answer.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
My children told me that I was equivocally too old for that site. And I said, says who?
No.
Mind your own business.
No.
Are there men of all ages on there, Lori?
Well, my parameters are, I'm 65. So my parameter is 58 to 70. So there are many men. There are many men that are how do I say this?
Drum roll,
Well, they could use a little work. They could use a little help. Their pictures are bathroom selfies and holding dead animals, fish, deer, etc.
Oh my goodness.
Being in Wisconsin.
Here we go. Here comes the weekly fishing shot.
I've got to find it on my display here. Here we go. This. At least I have to show her. We had a show about kissing. This was one of them. That was a guy that he tried to put his whole face down my throat. And then this was Lisa's. The guy was a biter. So
he drew blood, Lori. I'm thinking, do I taste blood? He goes, I like to bite a little bit. I say, you couldn't give me a heads up. But ow, no, I don't like that. That was weird.
No. And you know what? I don't know about you ladies, but for me, the kiss is the whole entire thing. If they can't kiss, let's move on. It's not going to get any better.
There's a lot of information in that. We've addressed that it speaks to sensitivity and feel, and if it's not supposed to be systematic, where it's like insert A into slot B and swish it around and woohoo.
That's later. It's later, Lisa. No. So wait, I have a question when it comes to kissing. We all know what what qualifies as being a bad kisser, right?
Yeah.
Sloppy, windshield wiper tongue, drooling, biting. What are the traits of a good kisser?
Well, wait, can we add moaning? Because there was a guy who kissed me that it was like he's kissing me, and I just said, "Can you please be quiet?" You know,
What happened?
He's, but he just normally was, you know, I felt I was like riding an ambulance or something. Anyway, so what constitutes a great kisser?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. I'll tell you for me, I mean, you know, I'll use my method. I'll share my method, how I kiss. And I don't go right in. I start really slowly from both corners of the mouth and work my way in, and then go a little bit firmer and then pull back. And, you know, so it's more of like a symphony rather than a, you know, okay, let's lock lips now and get that tongue down my throat.
Why do they always want to shove the tongue down the throat immediately? What's up with that, girls?
Maybe they're looking for a snack, you know, maybe they're finding food, you know, in the back of our mouth. I don't know.
Maybe they saw you at dinner, you were eating steak. They're like, I'm going in to get that last.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
I mean, what good kisser, you know, for you ladies?
Well, remember the show, we're keeping it to an R rating, right?
Yeah.
I like when someone gently kisses my neck and when they play with my hair.
Mm-hmm.
They're like two of my things that I like while they're. Mm-hmm. All right, next, let's go into Lisa. I'm starting to.
I tell you, I just have to say, one more thing I don't like is when somebody's breathing in my ear.
Oh, yes.
That. It's you know, it's amplified. It's like this. Just stop that. You know.
What about a little tongue in the ear? Like just a little. That's kind of cool, right?
It depends on how deep it goes. You know, if
if they come out with wax.
I was gonna say, if they're on the other side, you've gone too far. Okay. If you get brain matter, stop. No, I agree. I don't. You know,
what if they get the wax from your ear and then they kiss you with it? Now you're eating your own wax.
Have any wax in my ears. Oh my goodness.
Oh God. You know, can we go back, Lisa, to the comment about that men say that they want strong women? Is that okay, Dr. Jacalyn, if we go back to that?
Course.
Okay. Yeah. So here's something that I learned, which is men love women who are strong and bright and successful. But what they tell me oftentimes is they are so bossy and so assertive in the relationship that they make the plans. They tell the guys what we're going to do. They don't include them in the planning stages or get their opinion. And so they don't feel and I'm talking men now, the men don't feel that they have a place in the relationship. And men, as we know, love making women happy. They want to take care of us. They want to protect us. If they know how to use power tools, give a guy a punch list and he's a happy man. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not kidding about this. So I don't want to say that a woman needs to back off when she gets home. I think it's important to be strong and be who you are. But you also need to make space in the relationship for that man to succeed as well and have a place, because he will find a woman who will give him that place and that space if the woman comes through like a bulldozer. And that's what I've experienced. And that is I'm speaking from personal experience.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I have a buddy of mine, when I guess it was a few years after I was divorced, and he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just installed an air conditioner." He said, "Don't ever tell a man you did that." I said, "I read the instructions, I installed it." He said, "They don't need to know that you can." But I went to go see a marriage counselor for 7 months after my husband left. He left without notice. There was some awful, awful betrayal in the mix. And I wanted to understand how a smart woman like myself could understand or could miss all this. How does this happen? And he told me that one of the most important feelings a man wanted to experience was feeling needed. And I had to learn that even though I was able, and in my case, I had 3 young kids, a lot of balls in the air and hockey and this and that. I was moving really quickly, but I had to learn to ask and say, listen, and accept and say, would you please do that for me? They'd love to help me move a tree or dig out a shrub or whatever. I just didn't ask before because I had such momentum in order to keep up with the speed of life that there wasn't room. But it took some practice, but it's delightful. I have no problem saying, would you please help me with such and such and such and such? And I love it. It's a really wonderful dynamic.
And that's music to a man's ears too.
Yep.
It really is.
Yep. We're hearing from Dave Hall. Don't move. You're one of my best budettes. Oh, how about that? Anything you want to share with us?
Hi, Dave. Dave's a friend of mine. So
very nice.
I'm glad he's here. Thank you, Dave.
Thanks, Dave. And also hi to Bonnie Fronton Crafts. She posted something. So, so you know what? I am the kind of person that I don't like to ask for help for anything. I do everything myself. So clearly that's one of my issues.
Mm-hmm.
It's so nice to ask though. And because remember, giving, if you're a giver and a doer, if other people like to do the same, so you're almost depriving other people of that experience of giving. It's joyful. Mm-hmm. So by asking, you're giving them the chance to contribute back. And it is like a dance. And it's a wonderful one, but it took me some practice, I will say that. And once you figure it out and see how nice it is, it's much easier to keep that up.
You know what I want to share about that is the reason why I stopped asking was because the people I was with, not like there's a whole community of people. No, the guys that I was in a relationship with, they basically would say, no, do it yourself. I don't have time. I'm too busy with my business.
Wrong guy.
Yeah, it wasn't just one guy either. So I always picked the wrong guys, but I don't have to worry about that now.
Yeah, I think for women too, we as strong, successful women who are very driven, when we ask, it also makes us feel vulnerable. We don't have control anymore. That we're asking someone for help, and for me, that was a problem that I had to control everything. You can't control everything. The only thing that you can control are your thoughts and your breathing. Those are the 2 things that you can control. Nothing else. What anyone else does, you have no control over.
That's true. I love the fact that you brought up the breathing. That's so important because regardless of what situation we're in, we can always focus on our breathing and get us through any situation, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, Lori, I know you are offering a special to people who are watching the show, and I'm going to run that up here. So can you just share with us what Lori Beth Mendelsohn's offer is for Rapping with Dr. Jacalyn audience?
Yes, here's what you get, folks. If you book now, so my normal coaching sessions are $100 for 50 minutes. And if you call in now, you're going to get it for $90 for 50 minutes. You're going to get $90 for 10 minutes. What a deal. No.
What about the Lee press-on nails and the Ginsu knives? Do they get them too?
But wait, if you order now, you'll get a set of Lee press-on nails, Ginsu knives, and the 2-in-1 hammer.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, wow.
2-in-1 hammer. I love that.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds good.
No, just to clarify, folks, you will get the coaching session at a discounted rate. We are not offering anything in addition to that. I don't want people call and go, where are my pressed-on nails? Well, they're all broken because the knives cut them. The hammer fell on top of the nails. Oh, my gosh.
It was so fun.
So Lori, for people who are out there and they're in the Wisconsin area, okay, that's where you're focused right now. I think you're going to be meeting someone and moving to Chicago. That's what I envisioned for you. But I'm not an intuitive. So for people out there who are in Wisconsin and want to meet someone, what do you suggest that they do?
They can contact me at Lori@smartfunnysingle.com. They can go to my website, smartfunnysingle.com, or call me at 414-914-5715, and operators are standing by with that 2-in-1 hammer.
They're going to be busy with those press-on nails answering those calls. But
That's right.
Now, what about, Lori, people who are moving to Wisconsin, because it is a hotbed of activity there?
Oh, is it ever?
So if they're moving there, you can help them, right?
Yes, I would love to. Yes.
But Lori, couldn't you offer dating coaching to someone across the miles?
Worldwide,
not restricted to your town. And it's been my experience that everybody who's out there dating, especially if you're new to it, will enjoy the process much faster and much more so with a coach.
Yes, agreed. In every aspect of life.
Every bit of it. Yep.
Is there a Lee press on nails coach is what I want to know. That could be a niche market.
Yes. And you know what? I think, Lori, you should, are you on Clubhouse?
Yes.
I think you should start a Clubhouse room for dating advice.
I am. And can I plug it, Dr. Jacalyn?
Well, we're really busy now with the hammers and the knives, but yes, please go ahead.
Okay. So starting next Sunday, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 o'clock in the morning Eastern Time, the room is going to be dating over 50 for singles. And I am bringing a team of experts who are going to be co-hosts with me, trauma experts, dating coaches, relationship coaches, a hypnotist, a psychologist. So we're going to have a really good, broad stroke of people who are going to give some valuable content. And that will be going on every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock on Clubhouse.
I love that. Will you please ping me into the room?
Yes. And my hashtag is Matchmaker Lori.
Okay. That's great. Lisa, I didn't know you were on there. I thought did I send you a link? I did. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. I have a room that I started last week. It's at 6 o'clock and it's lessons from a better you, just how we can all be better people. And then I decided this week I'm going to start a meditation from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Sunday. So see you there. Bring your nails and your hammer and your knives.
If I had a hammer,
I'd hammer in the morning. And we're also starting a musical group. What do you think about that?
Just now, right?
Oh, we're so silly.
We
All right. So we are at the top of the hour. And so, Lori, once again, please tell us every way that we can reach you and the services that you offer.
Okay, so the services that I offer are dating coaching and one-on-one matchmaking. I also offer rewriting your online profile and helping you style and getting photographs done. Now, I'm just working on that. Photographs are hard because it's just in the Milwaukee area now, but I am an expert at writing dating profiles. So I would love to help people rewrite their profile. The next thing is dating coaching, where I teach you how to get yourself centered, provide value to yourself so you love yourself and you feel confident going out on a date, what to do on a date, how to behave, questions asked, etc. And then after that, dating coaching, one-on-one, where I go and I search for you. And you can find me at smartfunnysingle.com.
And the special offer you have for our audience
is 10% off dating coaching, and something that is around my house that I don't want to take to Goodwill will be included in that box for you.
And that's a guarantee. That's a promise. By the way, I want to say hello to the lovely Diane Floyd Babe. She is watching from Texas. Thank you so much. So, Lori, thank you for being here today. We will definitely have you back. We'll definitely see you in your Clubhouse room on Sunday at 9 Central, 10 Eastern Time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so very much. I had such a great time, ladies. Thank you.
We have a comment. Heather Dean, I love you, Heather Dean. I feel like I'm in a party with the in crowd. Heather is watching from Jerusalem. This woman is the media coach. She's unbelievable. You have to look her up. In fact, anybody who wants to nail their interview needs to contact Heather Dean through heatherdeanproductions.com. This woman is mind blowing. She's one of my coaches. So thanks, Heather. And that's it. I could go on and on, but we have to go, right? I have to make lasagna for my mom. Okay. So, Lori, we will see you backstage in just a minute if you wait for us.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Too much fun.
I can't take it. I can't take the laughing anymore. It's just, I'm exhausted from the laughing.
Well, listen, Valentine's Day's coming up. So, we have to send a little love to our listeners and viewers,
Yes, we definitely do. When is it? It's Monday, Tuesday?
Sunday.
Oh, it's Sunday. Well, why would I have to remember? I'm here. Like, I sent my mom a card.
Yeah.
Wait, how do you like this? I bought 2 cards, one for my mom to send me and one for me to send my mom. And I took them out of the bag. I go, hey, can you send this to me? And I'll send this to you.
Whatever it takes, that's fine.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, thank you again for being here. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
You.
All right.
And,
until next week.
Yeah, till next week. And also, we have 3 shows tomorrow. We'd love to have you join us. The first one is Pet Psychic Amina, and she is really talented and very funny. And that's at 3:30 Eastern Time. And then at 5 o'clock, we have Stories of Hope, Inspiration, Overcoming Adversity. And then 6 o'clock is the Variety Show. And who knows what's going to happen on that program. So that being said, it's a wrap for today. Lisa, any final comment?
No, just happy Valentine's Day to everybody. Whether you're single with somebody or not, there's lots of love around. So take it.
And it all starts with you loving yourself.
Definitely.
All right. Our love is leaving here. It's a wrap. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye, all.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house. And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.